been many things in my life that have led me to do my own research and learn as much as I could about life, health, how the human body is designed, how God designed it, how it fully, truly, is it possible it can detox itself from poisons? Is it possible it can recover and heal itself automatically on its own? Did God really design the human body? As he said in Genesis, he put in the seeds of every fruit and plant. He put the intelligence in the seed to know exactly how to replicate and produce fruit. The knowledge is in the seeds. Well, did he really put in every cell of our human body the ability to regrow, regenerate, and heal itself? And the truth is, over the last 30 years of my life as an adult, I have spent the majority of my time believing truly I have been led by God through inspiration, through suffering of either my own child, my own family members. It drove me to ask questions. Why does it appear people are suffering, in my opinion, needlessly when they weren't suffering before their suffering started? And why does the medical profession continue to say there's nothing you can do about your suffering? You inherited your problems. Well, everybody out there, just listen. I do not believe that for a second. I believe God created you perfectly in the image of God. And if you were designed, every cell, your own DNA, your genetics, if you were designed in his image, do you believe he has genetic predisposition to develop illnesses?
Good question. Good question.
I don't think so. But you have to accept that there's something flawed with your design to believe that you inherited genetics that are now going to predispose you to a lifetime of suffering. And this only life God gives you.
We grew up absolutely being told that, well, it's in your, you inherit, your father had a heart attack, you have, so you're probably going to have it. And his father died of a heart attack. So, it's probably, you better be very careful now, right? That sort of thing.
Yep. So there's a great illusion where a lot of men and minds have decided to tell you lies and deceits about how great the human body really is. For example, when God designed the human body to create a fever to kill off identified by your immune system, not by you consciously, but there's cells in your body that are always checking every surface of every cell. And they want to know, is there a bacteria? Is there a poison? Is there a chemical? Is there a parasite here that doesn't belong? And if it determines that is true, your immune system, as God designed it, signals to a part of your brain called the hypothalamus to start heating up your core body temperature, because it knows bacteria, fungi, parasites will start to die at a certain temperature if the body just increases its temperature just a little bit. Now, this is designed by God. Now, the moment your body is notified by your immune system for real, it is literally told, hey, brain, the cells that we just identified and told you were present and don't belong here, you started heating up the body. It's time to shut off the fever because the bacteria, fungi, or parasite are dying. They're dying off. And that's when the human being experienced what you call a spike in your fever. It shut off. Yeah, your immune system told you to shut it off. This is how beautiful the design is. But what has man told every single human who goes through med school is looking at pediatrician-aged children, looking at the parents. What do they say about a fever? 100% of them are told to tell you that a fever is bad. No, it isn't bad. And so they tell you it is bad, so go shut it off with Tylenol and Motrin. I just want everybody to know the fever, which is the action in every mammal's immune system around the earth. Every deer gets a fever. Every elk gets a fever. Do you wonder how they survive without Tylenol and Motrin? I mean, they do not have a Tylenol, nor does your child, nor do you when you have a fever. You don't have a fever because you are deficient in Tylenol or Motrin. That's just not true. But you all act like it when you run to the medicine cabinet to shut off your kid's fever, which is the most natural, immediate defense for your body to clear.
Well, and I think, isn't it true that because we feel icky when we have a fever, I feel really lousy, then I've just sort of trained myself over my whole generation to just like, well, I don't feel good. Let me take that. I will feel better. And I do. But when I shut off the whole.
You're shutting off the immune system. All you're doing is turning off your ability to fight. And now guess what happens every time you do that? And I know there's some glorious, miraculous benefit to shutting off your senses that you don't feel good. I totally get not wanting to feel bad.
Yeah.
But when you suppress the immune system that is generating the God-given ability to eliminate safely, without side effects, a poison or an infection it has identified, if you shut off the immune system so you feel better, do you now understand and can you gravel with this context or this information when I say this and ask you this? If you shut off the immune system with Tylenol and Motrin and it makes you feel a little bit better, do you now think your immune system is going to help you recover faster or slower?
Much slower.
Much slower. So now you're going to be sicker longer because you
Gee.
keep turning off the immune system, when in fact, most bacterial infections, fungal infections, parasitic infection, if you just let the fever run its course, it literally will kill off any infection and you will be back to work, back to feeling great in 48 hours to 72 hours, 100% of the time. But y'all keep taking poisons that shut off the immune system so you'll feel a little bit better, so that you will now feel sick for 7 to 10 to 14 days, as all of you were told with every infection. When
so
in fact,
is that true that the average fever will last 24 to 48 up to 72? Is that kind of an average?
That is very true. And do you know, Steve, every parent looking at a kid, you're all trained this. You've all been programmed by man to believe that the normal, inherited, automatic reaction of the immune system God designed, they're looking at you going, the immune system in your body doesn't know what it's doing. It's doing something horrible against itself. It's getting too hot. So anything above 98.6, you've all been told, if you take a thermometer, if you measure your kid or yourself's temperature, if it goes above 98.6, you're all programmed to believe that something bad is happening. You have a fever. Well, I need to explain to everybody right now, all of you out there going, fevers are bad. No, they're not. No, they're not. In fact, there is no threat to the human body or the human brain at a temperature of 99 degrees. There's no threat to the human brain or the body at 100 degrees. There's no threat to the brain or the body at 101 degrees. There is zero threat at 102 degrees. There's a zero threat at 103 degrees. There is no threat to the brain or the body at 104 degrees. There is zero threat, and this is known to medical science, and they publish this. Even the Cleveland Clinic on their website right now says there is no detrimental effect to the brain or the body until a body gets to 108 degrees.
Really? Which that almost never happens.
So I would like to ask all of you, how many of you have ever seen you or your kids ever get close to 108? And if not, why are you running to the ER or your medicine cabinet because a kid's at 101 or 102? I mean, the body knows what it's doing, and it very rarely, if ever, and the only time it will ever go to 108, for those of you who are wondering why that would ever happen, is only if a human body is low in a certain mineral God designed the human to need.
Really?
And it is called magnesium. Magnesium, look it up on Google. You can look it up. There's only one mineral that the hypothalamus that controls a human's core body temperature requires to manage not letting it get too hot and not let it get too cold, and it is magnesium. So any child that ever got a fever in my home, none of my kids have ever been vaccinated, never needed any medications, but they've often gotten flus. I got 5 kids. So once a year, so one of them is going to get a fever, and I never was worried. All I would do was give them magnesium supplement the whole day until it stopped, and then it would actually shut off and manage keeping it at 102, 103, whatever it took to kill the bacteria, and then they were well in 2 days and back at school. And
so the magnesium did control it, so they weren't quite as hot and they were more comfortable.
That's right.
But it kept it hot enough.
Yeah, the part of the brain that heats up the body in a fever is called the hypothalamus, and it needs magnesium to control how high and low it makes the temperature go.